and welcome to another edition of Focus St. Charles County. I'm Scott Drochnik. Today we're going to focus on one particular aspect in St. Charles, and that's the St. Charles Chamber of Commerce. You know, the St. Charles Chamber of Commerce just recently celebrated their 70th anniversary, being established back in 1939, and boy have they done a lot in the community over those years. We're going to talk all about the Chamber today and about the community, but first off we're going to tell you about the Chamber. And the Chamber has some really neat things going on. They've been involved in Shop Local campaigns, as well as a new benefit for their members, which involves having a profile page on the website. Chamber is one of the largest in the metropolitan area with some 550 members, but we're going to find out more right now by talking with Scott Tate, who's the president and CEO of the St. Charles Chamber of Commerce.
The St. Charles Chamber of Commerce, we've been in existence since 1939, the second time. Originally, I think it was founded back in the early 1900s, but it kind of fell apart, or it still was there, but nothing was really being done with it. And a group of businessmen came back together in 1939 and decided that St. Charles needed to have an active Chamber of Commerce. So this past year, 2009, we just celebrated our 70th anniversary, which we're very proud of. We're probably one of the older chambers in the state. We are a business association and not a charity. So we don't get all the benefits that charities necessarily get. We are not a member of, or we're not a part of a city or a municipality, county government, state government. We are totally funded by our members through memberships and through fundraising efforts such as advertising, sponsorships, or special events. So a lot of people like to think that the Chamber is a part of the city, but we are not. Many chambers do economic development and tourism for their city. But fortunately here in the city of St. Charles, we do not have to focus on it because the city actually has departments themselves that actually handle those. And so what that means for us is we try to focus more on advocacy. I do serve on the commissions for the Tourism Commission and the Economic Development Commission, but we just provide input on those commissions from a business perspective. Our chamber in the coming years hopes to expand its focus on advocacy. That's something that we have gotten away from over the past few years. And I think that that's one thing that chambers could offer more so than other organizations. A lot of people join the chamber because they feel it's a networking organization, but a lot of people don't understand all the other things that the Chamber of Commerce does. People can go and network anywhere, but advocacy is one thing that chambers offer that many other associations don't offer. We are not a part of the Missouri Chamber of Commerce or the U.S. Chamber of Commerce. We're totally a standalone organization. So sometimes they may take a position on something that we may not necessarily agree with or support, but we are a member of both of those organizations, so we can keep up to date with the current government, the legislative issues that are out there. We are also a member of the Missouri Chamber Federation, which is a group of about 40 to 50 chambers across the state that work together to focus on legislative priorities such as economic development, transportation, education, workforce development, a number of different issues. And we work together on an annual legislative priorities. And what we do is we provide that to each of our legislators so they could see from a business perspective what we feel is pro-business legislation, and we try to support that as those issues come up in each legislative session. So that is something that we hope to expand in the coming years as well. Because we do not personally have a political action committee, we do not endorse candidates. We strictly focus on issues and things that impact our community. We don't endorse candidates because we could potentially lose our tax exempt status, but another reason is we have to work with each of the candidates as they become elected. So we want to make sure we have a good working relationship with all the candidates, whether it's at the city level or at the state or federal level. But we do take positions on different issues. Some of the issues and things that we've done in the past is we've supported the Page Avenue extension. We've also supported numerous transportation issues. Once you have good transportation in place, the economic development follows. Many chambers, just like the St. Charles Chamber, is ran by a board of directors. The St. Charles Chamber policy is set by the board of directors. We have a 21-member board. It could go up or down depending on the size of the chamber. I think many chambers maybe have a 15 or 12-member board, but we have a 21-member board, numerous committees, and they all set the policy for the staff to carry out. And a chamber of our size, we have a staff of 3. The recommendations to the board are made through our committees. The board doesn't take an official position on any issue until they receive a recommendation from the committee. And most of the time they will support the committee's decision because the people in those committees are the ones who are familiar with those issues. So that's generally the way many chambers work across the state. The chamber does like to encourage people to shop local, and they want to also get people to support the local businesses. And what a lot of people don't understand, and one thing that I think is probably important to help educate people, is when they purchase online, we're actually not receiving the tax money from that, and those are the monies that are used to pay for our police officers and for all of our streets and our city services and things like that. We definitely want to make sure that we encourage people to stay local, shop local, and live and work and play here. Our newest benefit that we'd like to share with our potential members and with our members is when they join the St. Charles Chamber, they actually get a business profile page. Many chambers provide a member listing, with just a telephone, phone number, and all that. But ours actually has a button where when people click on it online, it pulls up almost like a small website. So all those businesses out there who maybe are small mom and pop businesses who need to have a web presence, this is their opportunity to be able to take advantage of this as a part of their membership. There's no additional charge for this particular benefit. They could offer a coupon online these days when people are looking to cut costs. We want to make sure we could let the general public know that we have coupons online through the Chamber's online directory as well. So there's a number of new benefits through our Chamber website. We provide referrals through that. You do not have to have a business in St. Charles in order to be a member. In fact, we've got a couple of organizations and businesses who are members of every chamber in the county. So we have about we've got about 550 members currently. And I would guess probably 3/4 of those are St. Charles, city and county. We've got a decent sized portion that is actually businesses that are coming in from St. Louis County, and they're out here doing business with some of our local businesses. One thing I hadn't touched on yet was many of our businesses are small business owners. I calculated just a few minutes ago about 70% of our membership is 10 or fewer employees. We do have the big companies, Ameristar, Boeing, a lot of the companies, Coca-Cola along the 370 corridor are also members, but they are not quite as engaged as what the smaller businesses are. So many of the businesses well, not just in St. Charles County, but the whole United States are business owners, and they do employ a majority of the people. So much of what we do try to do is to try to support and encourage those businesses to get involved. Another thing too is those small businesses are givers back. They give back to the community as well. So you've got some big boxes, and we all hear about what the big boxes do, but the small mom and pop shops, they're always very supportive of the community. They want to make sure that they're a part of the business community, and so they do what they can to give back as well.
Scott, that is fantastic, and keep up all the great work with the Chamber. We're going to talk more about that in a moment, but right now, let's focus on the St. Charles community.